Namaste and hello everyone and welcome. My name is Troy Abraham and I am joining you from Sydney, Australia, and I have the privilege and the honor of sharing this final session of tonight's Nossa Fest, the Unity Fest 2020. And we're going to go through a little, just about 20-minute movement just to get the hips a little bit loose. Then we're going to sit for a little Unity meditation at the end. So hopefully you've been able to do some of the multitude of classes that have been going on all day and you've been enjoying it, and it's just going to be a nice way to close it out and leave you feeling connected and feeling in touch with yourself and with everybody around you. So we're going to start just by coming into a little child's pose and just grounding. So if you let your knees come wide and your arms extend forward, bring your forehead down to the ground. And just take a few breaths here. And consider what you feel connected to. See if you can be overwhelmed with a sense of gratitude for whatever it is you feel connected to. And just feel good about having the space to move in your body. Whether it's the late evening, the morning, the middle of the day, honor your body, modify and adjust as you need. And just follow with the breath. Let's take a deep inhale. Open your mouth and just let it go. Again, just the nose this time. Inhale the nose. Exhale your nose. When you breathe in, come up to your hands and knees. With hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Move through some cat-cow and try to be really strong. So first, round your back like an angry cat. And then see if from here, you can start to turn one bone at a time. The tailbone goes up, your pelvis turns up, the lowest vertebra in your spine, you start to get low back. Mid back starts to arch, upper back starts to arch. And eventually your heart projects forward and you have this beautiful arch through your back. Eyes can be closed so they can be open. And then the opposite, keep the arch and just tuck your tailbone, your hips, your low back, your mid back, your upper back, and finally your head and neck. And let your chin tuck towards your chest. And do a few more rounds like that. Turning tailbone up, hips, low back, mid back, upper back, neck, shoulders pull back. And then tucking tail, pelvis, low back, mid back, upper back, and finally neck. And do two more with your breath. So inhaling to arch, and trying to feel this wave moving through your spine. In. Exhaling to round your back, tucking tail. No rush. More time. Turning tailbone, pelvis, low back, mid back, all with the breath in, opening up the chest. And then rounding from tail to pelvis to low back to mid back to upper back. And then you're going to come to a flat back. Leave your left hand on the floor, and when you breathe in, you're going to take your right arm straight up, peel open and twist, and then thread it through as you exhale. Try to reach to the left side, touch your shoulder down to the ground as you finish the breath out. We'll do that 2 more times. So open when you breathe in, weave it through, twist when you breathe out. Shoulder to ground, hand reaching out to the left. One more time. Opening and breathing in, and twisting when you breathe out. This time stay for a couple breaths and just feel your hips settling back. Maybe notice if your body needs to shift a bit. Feel the degree of twist in your body. If you want, you can take your left hand behind you for a little half bind, but not necessary. One more breath. In and out. And then flatten the left hand. Twist up towards the ceiling, the sky, wherever you are. Bring your right hand down to the floor. Other side. Left arm will reach up. Inhale. And twist as you exhale. Just touch elbow or shoulder to the ground. And do it again. Peel open. Breathe in. Twist and breathe out. One more time. Peel open and breathe in. Twist and breathe out. Stay here for a couple breaths. Again, if you want to take your upper arm behind you for a little half bind, or you just leave the fingertips on the ground. And you feel your hips settling where they need to, body adjusting as it needs to. And take a deep breath in. Exhale. Flatten your right hand. Left hand towards the sky. Breathe in. And bring your hand back down to the floor. From here, let's tuck the toes and come into a downward facing dog. So pull your hips back. Let your body drip down towards the ground. Let your head shake. Play with the shoulders, the elbows, bend the knees, maybe roll the ankles a little bit. If you're feeling warm, maybe you just stay in a down dog. Grip into fingers, hug thumbs toward each other, and breathe here. And feel the whole back of your body relaxing, opening, lengthening. And just breathe. 2 together. Inhale. Exhale. And again, in and out. You're going to lift the right leg up into the air as you breathe in. So heel goes as high as you can when you breathe in. Then bend your knee and try to roll your hips open. Stack the right hip on top of the left and breathe out. And then straighten your leg behind you and breathe in. And come forward and bring your knee to your chest. So try to get shoulders right over the wrist, knee tight into your body. And do that again. Kick back and breathe in. Bend and roll open to breathe out. Kick back and breathe in. Try to time it with the breath. Bring your knee to your chest and exhale. And you're just going to step, bring your back knee down, and you're going to reach both arms up into the air for Anjaneyasana, a little low lunge. And let's bring your right hand to your hip when you breathe out. And some of you may like the elbow onto the thigh. Some of you may even like your fingertips on the ground. You're going to reach to the left arm as you inhale. And just arch over towards the right, a little bit of a side bend here. You can close the eyes, try to straighten the upper arm, and just feel a little stretch to the whole side of the body. Breathe. Closing the eyes is nice. You can tune in a bit more. You can feel more than having to see it. Long exhales, sinking hips down to the ground. 2 more. In and out. In and out. And you're going to come back up, both hands high when you inhale, and both hands down to the floor when you exhale. Plant the hands. You're going to come back into a high plank, lifting the knees. You're going to pull forward all the way down to the ground when you breathe out. Untuck your toes. Cobra pose. Roll shoulders back. Lengthen your neck and breathe in. And lie down when you breathe out. Legs strong, belly strong. Do that again. Shoulders roll back. You breathe in. And lie down when you breathe out. One more time, hands a bit heavier. So breathe in, lifting your chest further. And you pull with your legs back into downward facing dog. And exhale. And breathe in. Reset your down dog. Breathe out. Lift your left leg high as you can when you breathe in. Bend your knee. Roll open when you breathe out. Straighten your leg behind you when you breathe in. And bring knee to chest. Come forward. Exhale. empty, exhale, empty. And kick back again, breathing in. Bend your knee, roll open. Once more, kick back and breathe in. Knee to chest, you exhale. This time, you step, bring your back knee to the floor. Arm's going to go up again, a little low lunge. And this time it's your left hand that comes to your hip or elbow to your thigh. So your hips are going to sink down. You're going to straighten through the right arm as you breathe in and lean over towards the left when you breathe out. So a nice awakening for the side body and allowing yourself to feel that the heart space on the side, the ribs are opening, belly's opening. As you deepen your hips, maybe you start to feel your hips are opening. Gentle days. If you've been practicing for the rest of the day, maybe you have a bit more space. But let 2 more breaths go. In to feel long, straightening the upper arm. Out to settle in. One more time. In and out. You can come up as you breathe in both hands. And circle hands down to the floor when you breathe out. Step back into a high plank. Breathe in. And come forward into a low plank as you breathe out. So halfway down, you can come down with knees or all the way to the floor if you wish. You can stick with cobra, or if you're ready, you come into upward facing dog, lifting chest forward, opening up through heart space. And pull back into downward dog when you breathe out. And down dog, just take a deep breath in. Long breath out. And come onto your tiptoes, lift the heels. And just take 10 steps to get to the front of the mat. And count them. Feel how each step is just as meaningful as the last. And feel that once you get to the very front, you can flatten your feet, sink the heels down. As you breathe in, a flat back. So you're going to lift your chest, inhaling, neck nice and long. Bow forward and exhale. And again, flat back when you breathe in. Bow forward when you breathe out. And stand straight up and inhale. Reach high, arms to the sky. And dive forward, exhale, empty as you go, as you go, as you go. You're going to lift to a flat back and breathe in. And you'll step your left leg back into a low lunge. So back knee is going to come to the ground. You come onto your fingertips. And you're going to pull your heart forward and breathe in. Roll shoulders back, squeeze the feet gently together. And then pull your hips back, lift your front toes, fold into a half an Ardha Hanumanasana. We'll do that 2 more times. Forward when you breathe in. So you're going to bring your chest open, shoulders back, pull back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Head heavy, energize the right leg. One more time. Forward when you breathe in. Back when you breathe out. And now Anjaneyasana. So come forward, arms reach up. You're going to breathe in and in and in. And circle your hands around, plant the palms at the front of the mat, breathe out. Tuck your back toes. High plank, maybe hovering the right leg. Low plank, exhaling to come forward, maybe all the way down if you need it. Cobra or upward facing. Breathe in. Downward facing dog when you breathe out. Long breath in. Long breath out. Left leg lifts. Nice and steady, so very meditative flow, lifting with the breath in. And bring knee to chest, empty as you breathe out. Coming forward, forward, step. Bring your back knee to the ground and arms go up when you breathe in and in and in. And you'll step to the front of the mat, hands down, Uttanasana, forward fold, empty completely. Flat back, breathe in. Bow forward and breathe out. Stand straight up. Inhale and reach the sky. Bow forward, empty, fold, empty, fold, empty, fold. Flat back, breathe in. Step your right leg back into a lunge. Back knee comes down to the ground delicately. Stay on your fingertips. And then pull your heart forward. Breathe in, sink the hips, shoulders roll back. And pull your hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana. So you're folding over your front leg, curling toes towards your face. 2 more times. Forward when you breathe in. Back when you breathe out. Pull with your back leg. Fold over your front. 1 more time. You're going to pull forward. You're going to breathe in. Hips sink. Chest opens. Pull back and fold when you breathe out. Forward when you breathe in. Plant your hands. Tuck the toes. High plank when you breathe out. You're going to find maybe you have this hovering leg. You'll look forward and inhale. Low plank. Cobra or upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog when you breathe out. Long inhale. Long exhale. And lift your right leg up. High as you can get it in. Knee to chest. Exhale. Step. Bring your back knee down. Anjane. Arms go up. Breathe in. Lengthen and reach. Hips sinking. And then hands to the floor. Uttanasana. Fold at the front of the mat. Halfway. Pull your body forward. Bow. Stand up. 1 more each side. Inhale. Bow. Pull yourself forward. Empty, empty, empty. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Step left leg back and breathe out. And this time keep the back knee lifted and on fingertips, heart pulls forward. So you're breathing into a deeper lunge and modified pyramid. Pull your hips back, fold over your front thigh, exhale and spill. And again, forward when you breathe in, so hips are dropping, chest is lifting. Pull your hips back, fold over your front leg and breathe out. 1 more like that. Forward when you breathe in. Pull your hips back, fold as you breathe out. This time come into a crescent lunge. So you'll bend your front knee deep. Arms will reach nice and high. You'll breathe in. You'll settle for a moment. Let the hips sink down, your belly draw in, arms be nice and long. See if you can spin the points of your elbows forward and open up across your upper back. So the heart space behind you is broadening. Chest is broad, body is long, hips are sinking. You're going to take a deep breath in. Open into warrior 2 when you breathe out. Back foot flat, front toes stay pointing forward. Reach out of both hands. Pull hips down. Allow your body to be vertical and feel radiating from the center out. Arms long, feet heavy, tall body, long neck. Take a breath in. Sink deeper when you breathe out. Now flip your right hand, reverse warrior. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Hands come down to floor when you breathe out. Place them. Take a high plank. Inhale, maybe hovering the right leg. Low plank when you exhale. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Let it feel good in your body. Left leg lifts right away. In and up. Knee to chest, breathe out. Step and bring your back knee to the ground for Anjaneyasana. Hands are going to go up. You're going to circle them around as you inhale and step to the front of the mat. Bow forward. Exhale completely. Flat back, in. Bow forward and breathe out. Stand up once more. Up and in and up and in. Bow, empty, Uttanasana, slow, long fold down. Flat back when you breathe in. Step your right leg into a long lunge. This time your knee stays off the ground and you're on your fingertips. Heart pulls forward when you breathe in. Chest lifting, opening shoulders. Pull your hips back and fold over your front leg. Breathe out. And again, forward when you breathe in. Chest lifting, hips sinking, heart open. Pull back and breathe out. 1 more time. Forward when you breathe in. So hips are dropping, chest is opening. Pull back, fold over your front leg, let your body spill. And then as you bend your front knee, crescent lunge. Hands sweep up and around. And you settle into your front thigh. And you're pulling your hips down towards your front heel. You're zipping up your belly, your ribs. You're letting yourself be tall, arms be reaching up. Back knee can be bent or it can be straight. Feel broad across your upper back. So you're spiraling the shoulder blades out. And just feel good and strong as you breathe in. Open into warrior two when you breathe out. Back foot flat, hands go front to back. And feel that you are, again, radiating outwards. So you feel legs planting firmly into the ground. Your hips are sinking towards the front heel, maybe deepening the front knee. Arms long, torso long, neck long. You breathe in, you breathe out. Flip your front hand, reverse warrior. Reach up and in, and cartwheel hands down to floor when you breathe out. High plank, inhale. Low plank as you exhale. Upward dog, breathe in. And downward dog, breathe out. Right leg lifts up and you breathe in. And you bring your knee to your chest as you breathe out. And this time you're going to step. You are going to take Anjaneyasana, so hands are going to sweep up and around as you breathe in. But this time hands are just going to come to the floor and you're going to bring them to the inside of your front foot. And you're going to walk your foot a little bit wider. Turn the toes out. So bring your forearm onto your leg, and wherever your knee and fingers point, turn your toes there. Lift your toes. Keep the foot locked, ankle locked, and allow your knee to drop away from you. Then tune in and see how your body's feeling. This may be enough, and you just stay with hands under shoulders, close your eyes. Some of you may like to walk your hands a little bit further forward. This is a bit deeper into the front hip. I like planting the left hand down, doing a big circle with the right arm, and then bending my back knee to grab the outside edge of my foot. This is really nice for the front of the back leg. We're just working to open the hips so we can sit still for a little bit at the end here. And feel that as you're pulling your back heel into your body, you're letting your hips melt to your front heel. You're spinning and peeling chest open. So shoulders aren't crowding your heart. You're pulling, you're exposing the heart. You're arching a little bit. You're allowing yourself to feel free and seen. And breathing. And close the eyes here. Notice the sensations in your hips. Breathe fresh prana into them. Let there be a cleansing out. 2 more like that. In. Whatever shape you're in, try to settle deeper into it as you breathe out. Physically, emotionally, mentally, however it works, energetically. Take 1 more breath in. Long, full breath out. Now release your back foot. Replace hands into the ground. And then crawl your toes across the mat so they point forward. We're going to come into this Ardha Hanumanasana again. So as you breathe in, lift your chest, lift your toes, and pull your hips back. And just find a sustainable position where your body is reaching forward. So instead of rounding the back and just locking the knee straight, maybe bend the knee a little bit and pull your heart forward. And imagine someone's grabbing your leg and they're just turning your whole leg out and in a couple times. And so as you turn your leg out and in, you might find a place where you're tighter in your hip. Stay at that place and just let yourself spill. Allow body to be reaching forward, head and neck to be relaxing down. Only a few breaths. Let them come in and out easily. Easy in. Easy out. 1 more should do. Inhale. Exhale. And come forward when you breathe in. I'm going to crawl the foot across and turn this into a half pigeon. Again, all hips oriented. You can have your knee square to the front of the mat. You can bend your knee more. If you've got a pillow or a pad you want to put underneath your right hip, you can. If you feel that upright is what you need, you stay upright. If you can walk yourself forward, maybe onto elbows, maybe even bringing your forehead onto your hands as a little pillow. And just focus your attention on wherever you feel sensation. As you're inhaling, feel like a compassionate love towards that tension. As you exhale, just open the door, freedom for your body to release the tension. Long breath. In. out. Just that 2 more times. In and out. Last one, in, out. And then you are going to plant your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes, and find your way into down dog. If you'd like to come into high plank first, go into low plank, and then move into upward facing dog and back into downward facing dog, you can do so. And the last time you're going to lift your left leg up and inhale. Bring your knee to your chest and breathe out. Step, bring your back knee down, arms will go up. Again, last time, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And bring the hands down to the floor, inside your front foot, so you can walk your left toes out, turn them out. You can judge it by bringing your forearm onto your thigh. Activate the toes, engage your ankle, let your knee drop away from you. Now this may be enough, or you walk your hands forward. I like leaving my right hand and taking the left arm around, grabbing hold of the back foot. And so as I grab my back foot, the more I pull heel to my hips, I'm stretching into the front of my back thigh. The more I let my hips sink down, I'm stretching into the actual hips. Making sure the shoulders are pulling back, heart is exposed, I'm arching myself open, and just allowing my body to feel all these sensations. Both hips getting different stretches, it's really beautiful. Full long breaths. Feel what happens, and you can energize on the inhale, clear on the exhale. Let's do 2 more. In and out. In. Deep breath out. And then release your back foot if you've taken it. You're going to crawl your toes to point forward. And we'll take this little half Hanumanasana again. So with fingertips on the ground, lift your toes, open the chest, pull your hips back. And as you fold, your front leg does not have to be straight. It can be bent and strong. But again, imagine someone's grabbing your thigh and they're just turning your leg in and out. And as you cycle through outward, inward, you might find a place where that's the sweet spot. Hold yourself there. Let the head and neck relax. Let your body spill over your front leg. And just breathe. Let a big breath go out. And then come forward as you breathe in. And you'll crawl your foot across the mat, coming into a preparation of half pigeon, shin parallel, maybe knee pointed more. Try to get the hips down to the floor. If you feel like being upright is what you need, then you can stay upright. Or if you feel like walking forward, maybe onto the elbows, maybe bringing your forehead onto your hands and just letting yourself rest and experience the opening into the hips. So noticing where you're feeling sensation and allowing that sensation. And then there'd be a compassionate sense of acceptance if there's tension. Breathing love into the places that are tight. And breathing out like you're just opening the door for them to relax. 2 more. In and out. And again, in. Long breath out. And then you'll come back up to seated. You're going to swing your legs around in front of you. And you're just going to roll onto your back. A couple of cleansing back bends. And so bringing your feet underneath your knees, we're going to time the movement with the breath. So we're just going to do some waves through the spine. And as you breathe in, you're going to imagine you have a zipper in your back, and you're going to unzip from the tail to the crown. And as you're breathing in and lifting your hips up, you're going to drag your arms up and overhead. So you inhale until your hands touch the floor, your hips are as high as they can get. And as you exhale, you lower back down, drawing your hands through the air until they end up by your sides. We'll do that 2 more times. So peeling up, dragging the hands, breathing in, lowering back down when you breathe out. One more time. Up and in. And this time you're going to stay up for a moment. And you're just going to allow yourself to be in this unsupported bridge. So squeeze the shoulders together. Feel like you're cracking the heart space open, melting the back of the heart, pushing hips up. So you're exposing the whole front body, a really nice opening, vulnerable shape. Now, you're going to breathe in, stay and breathe out. And imagine Uddiyana Bandha, so a gentle sense of keeping the breath out, pulling belly in and up towards your heart. Stay empty and begin to roll your spine back down to the ground. Empty, 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 empty. And then breathe in here. And take your hands forward into the mat as you breathe out, delicately resting the palms on the floor. And let's just hug the knees into chest. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left leg and twist over towards the left. My hips go to the right, my knees go to the left. Right arm reaches out to the side. If you don't have space, you can bend your elbow, that's fine too. But let your shoulder be relaxed. Let your head drop to the right. Breathe. One more in. One more out, nice and relaxed. Final little rinse. And you'll come to center. You'll cross your legs the opposite way. And take the opposite twist, so your knees go over towards the right. And you breathe. Dropping head, dropping left shoulder down. One more breath in and out. And come back to center. And hug knees into your chest one final time. Just give them a good squeeze. And take Shavasana just for a minute or two here before we sit for meditation. So allow yourself to find a steady place on the floor. Your body melting and receiving the movements. Even simple and short. Feel the hips a bit relaxed. Heart cracked open. Mind relaxed. Settle in. And take a deep breath in. Let it go. And now you'll hug your knees into your chest. And if you feel you need a bit more support to receive, you'll roll over towards the left. If you feel like you need a bit more support to give and allow, you'll roll over towards the right. And it's not wrong. There's no good or bad. There's just which one you feel. And you're going to come up to seated. As you come up to seated, you're going to take a meditative seat. And so you can have your legs crossed, you can kneel, you can sit onto a pillow if you like. Try to get the knees heavy, your hips level on the ground. And you can take mudra with your hand, chin mudra, gyam mudra. If you want to just let your hands rest open in reception on top of your knees or your thighs, you can have the hands in the lap. And just find a nice vertical spine. Eyes closed, chin slightly dropping. And as you sit still, just feel this nice vertically stacked body that you're in. And bring your attention to the very tip top of your head, the very crown. And imagine a little circle starting to open up. And it's like this beautiful blue, indigo, like white violet light. And as this space opens up, start to feel just this cosmic, this divine, this conscious energy begin to filter in. And feel it just start to warm the top of your head, like someone's pouring warm honey into the very top of your skull. And let it drip down from the very tip top. Feel it melt down into the space of your third eye, just behind your forehead center. And with your eyes closed, feel like you can see a bit more clearly. You have this insight, this inner knowing, this connection. And from that sight, let this cosmic energy drip down even further. So through the crown, through the space behind your third eye, moving through your skull, down your neck, and even feeling the base of your throat soften. So as this light, this energy enters through Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra. Pure light consciousness lands and melts down behind the Ajna chakra, your third eye center. Clear sight melts down into the Vishuddha chakra. Clarity of spoken word, of expression. Feel relaxed. And now feel that same cosmic energy, that honey-like warm substance drop down even further through your chest into the heart center space. And allow it to fuel and pump this beautiful spiraling green energy of the Anahata chakra, the heart space, your compassion center. And start to feel this beautiful swelling every time your heart beats, in and out, like this pumping and radiating, broadening of energy. And really feel this from a cosmic energy, from this ether dropping directly in through your crown, your personal antenna, working through that pure connection into the sense of inner sight, into the space of freedom and purity of expression, and now into this place of compassion where you're ready to broadcast. And it's said that every heartbeat bursts a little sonic wave. Our heart has an electromagnetic field that's grander than us. And with every beat, your heart sends a pulse of energy into the world. And that energy never stops. It just continuously radiates outward. So start to focus on your heart space. And let there be a sense of what it is you want to create, what it is you want to broadcast into the world, how you want to share a sense of love and kindness. And how you see a sense of unity amongst fellow man, animals, plants, the world, the universe. And keep your focus here for a few moments. And that you focus on will be broadcast. So allow there to be these beautiful pulses, radiating waves outward. outward. And as you radiate these compassionate heart waves, picture somebody near or far, or many people, that might need a bit of compassion, might need a bit of loving kindness right now. And let the next heart wave travel out and follow it. Visualize that wave traveling from wherever you are in the world, through wherever it needs to go to find them wherever they are in the world. See it travel through the different people, the buildings, the animals along the way. And this energy has the power to share that compassion with everything and everyone it comes in touch with on the way to reaching your intended target. See it travel through oceans if need be, traversing mountains, through the sky. And then see that person and visualize them receiving fully this compassionate heart energy. And maybe notice if they perk up a little bit, if their energy signature shifts. And maybe notice it doesn't. But feel good that you've shared that. And now as you have broadcast, simultaneously feel how you're receiving heart waves from everyone, everywhere around you. And so just as this heart space can broadcast, you can absorb a receiving antenna as well. And just tune in and start to feel the loving, compassionate heart waves that are bouncing around in from all angles, above, below, left, right. Feel the bouncing of every heart wave away from you. So now there's this beautiful confluence of these waves just intermingling within you, around you. And you're spreading and broadcasting this loving vibrations out into the world. And you're receiving these loving vibrations from everyone around you. And even though not everyone might be broadcasting these pure, loving vibrations, you're receiving what you can. You're tuning into those that you feel are compassion, and you're sharing compassion with those you feel need it. And just sit with this for a moment. And feel like you've tuned your heart space to now be just this perpetual energy broadcaster, this heart energy broadcaster. And as we look to connect, we look to find a sense of unity with every creature and every being. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings and creatures in all the worlds and all the lands be happy, be free, feel connected, and receive this loving heart energy that we're now broadcasting. And we'll join the hands together at heart center. And just like a tuning of the instrument, wherever you are, just share the sound of Om with me one time. Deep, full breath in. Om. bow our heads to our fingertips. We look inward and we see this cosmic consciousness, this perpetual energy. As we recognize it more fully in ourselves, we can recognize it fully in each other. And in seeing that sameness, a cosmic act of just saying hello, we bow together as we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to share this practice and meditation with you. Thank you everybody at Nossa for putting this Unity Festival together. It's a beautiful initiative and it's a real honor to be a part of it. And for everybody watching, hope you've enjoyed this portion and every other portion that you have gone through. And yeah, as I said, my name is Troy Abraham. It's been a pleasure to join you from Sydney, Australia. I teach in studios here called Power Living. If you are ever in town, please come and join, share a class. And I hope you have a beautiful day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. We really appreciate you joining us. And just keep spreading this loving vibe. And this is the idea. We want to have a quality of unity. We want to have a sense of connection with fellow man. And that's why we have brought everyone here today. So we really, really thank you. What else can we say? Have a beautiful whatever comes next. Namaste.
Avatu mam, avatu bhaktaram.